Alright y'all, the bike we're going to be working on today is this Bugeye Zuma. I built this 2 months ago, and since then I have had some major issues with it, and I have some things I want to talk about. Just some mods I did to this bike, since I did so many, I'm not going to list them all. I have a Polini CP21 carburetor on it. I have a Polini Corsa cylinder and piston on it. I have a Yasuni R exhaust. I have a full Malossi overrange with a Malossi clutch, and I have a Malossi shock on it. And I have quite a few other things that are too little to mention. But since then, I have been having some major reliability issues with this bike that has caused me not to ride it pretty much since I made the video on building it. A little something cool that I wanted to mention: since we built this bike 2 months ago, we have gotten 460 subs, which I'm so happy about. That is like major growth for just 2 months of actually trying to make videos. So thank you to my subs. Y'all are cool peeps. Check this out. This is the best mod I've done to this pirate battery. It actually came with the bike. I'm never changing it. Now, don't get me wrong. This bike makes great power and it's very fast for being a 70cc scooter. But there are some things that has went wrong with it. Now, one of the big things, on my way to work one day, I was riding and I heard it get louder, and I was like, why is it so loud? So, you might be able to see it, you might not be able to see it. One of my exhaust studs fell out, and then this exhaust nut is completely loose. I could spin it by hand. So we need to put a new gasket in there and some Honda Bond, and we need to put some new exhaust bolts in there because it is completely loose and falling off right now. Another thing that happened is I guess I left my bolts loose in the gear case cover in the back here, because what happened is I was riding and my belt started to slip and I started to hear this really weird noise. So I looked at the back of the bike, and I can play the clip right here.
I just took the Bugeye out. It's milky.
That's not good. What? And there was oil dripping out of my CVT case. So I was so confused because, you know, two-strokes don't have any oil in them. My gear case cover, all of the bolts came loose out of the gear case cover, and all of the oil was spilling out of the gear case. All the threads were messed up. I had to get new bolts for the gear case. I had to Loctite them in and put new gear oil in it. So I've already done that. Hit it. Hit it. Lemon bike. It's blown up. Blown up. Another big problem I've had with this bike is it rattles so much and vibrates so much for some reason. I don't know why. If someone can give me some advice down in the comments on why this vibrates so much, I am just so confused. It loosened my petcock, and it loosened whatever this is, this little thing that has a wire going to it, and all of my gas spilled out overnight. So I had to put a new petcock on it, and I had to seal it up with Honda Bond because it was still leaking, and I had to tighten all these bolts on this, so hopefully this doesn't leak. So I have no gas for this.
It ain't got no gas in it.
And I don't know if this gas tank holds gas yet, so we will see. Some of my final problems that don't really matter too much, but I just want to get them out of the way because they're quite annoying. I don't have a choke connected to this car. Hey, don't mention the tape on the carb. Don't talk about it. I don't have a choke on this carb, as you can see, and it takes like 20 kicks to start it, but as soon as it starts and I turn it off, I can start it again. Once it gets warm, it's easy to start, but I don't have a choke on it, so it doesn't like to start cold. So I got this little Polini choke lever for the bike. Very nice performance, gonna add 50 horsepower. I also got this cool little bolt-on chrome kickstand that we're gonna throw on the bike. Hopefully it doesn't sit too low because I need to lean it super far. I'm a Valentino Rossi of scooters. I got these 2 sets of exhaust bolts. Hopefully they actually reach, because now that I'm looking at them, they are very short, and I did not mean to order 2 sets of them. So, and then we got these chrome transmission cover bolts, because you got to get the chrome. Come on, horsepower gains, easy.
Is chrome horsepower gains or swag factor gains?
I think you get horsepower and swag from it. Today we are going to be installing these parts. I know it may look a little boring, but trust me, bro, trust me, it's going to have so much horsepower after this. And later in the video, we are going to be ripping this bike on the street, hopefully hitting some dank nooners and racing supercars because it is just so fast. So stay tuned for that. All right, it is time to do all of the work to the scooter. I'm gonna skip a lot of it just because it's just gonna be boring work and it's tedious, kind of. So we'll just skip to the parts that matter. The first thing we're gonna tackle on this scooter is getting the exhaust off, because that is the biggest and most tedious thing. And while we get the exhaust off, we're gonna take that center stand off too. All right, the center stand's off. Time to get my swag on. What am I gonna do with this? All right, while the bike's tipped over like this, I'm gonna remove that exhaust. You know, I don't even need tools to remove it since it's literally hand tight. Boom. All right, so right now we got the exhaust and the center stand off. Can someone let me know, do I need this cover over this fan, or can I leave it off? Because I've been running it without the cover and I haven't seen much of a difference. But if it does, and it does push more air through with this cover on, someone let me know. Yeah, boys, it's back on. Look at all those nice dents. See that? See that? I count not one, but 2 bolts holding the exhaust in now. We got the extendo John on here. Damn! Right now we are taking this little plastic floor pan rock deflector thingy mud flap off of the bottom of this bike, and we are going to put the kickstand on. It should go somewhere up here, maybe. We got that kickstand on there. Look at that, nice and shiny and chrome. We cut this little floor pan thingy, and we are going to make that look a little bit better. And then when the bike is parked, you will be able to see the cool air filter. Oh yeah, so cool. All right, we got the choke lever on. We are gonna mount it right here on this bolt because that is what the guide says to do, and I think that's a really good place to put it. While we're changing this hardware out to the chrome hardware, we are gonna throw that in. 3, 2, 1, boom. We got all of those bolts on there looking nice and shiny, and that choke is attached pretty well, you know? I thought it was gonna move around when I pulled it. It does not move around. It is on there, it's pretty secure. I think it looks pretty cool too. Now that we have everything on the bike and attached, it's time to throw it all back together. We got her back together and it is looking really good. I am glad we cut that plastic piece out because you can see the engine and the air filter. It looks real good now. This thing is so dusty. Oh my lord. It is finally back together though, and I am so excited to ride this tomorrow. Once I get gas, I will be ripping it. I said I was gonna start filming again tomorrow, but I just keep looking at this thing and it keeps getting better. I have not seen it in this condition since I first built it back 2 months ago. So it's good to actually see this bike with all of the plastics on and everything looking fresh and clean. I think it is such a good looking scooter, other than this headlight problem that we have, but we will fix that soon. Alright y'all, the bike is all together and all of the Honda bond is secured on the exhaust now. I have gas in it and it's mixed, so it's time to ride it. We are outside on this bike. Liam's on the Preberg. Say hi. Hello. Hello. Oh my god, he's about to crash. This bike is so fast. I can just tell something's gonna break on it today, and it's gonna be problematic, but it is so fast and it leans over so well in corners. We are leaning over on these corners. We're going to get some oil for the bike right now. Oh my god, we just scraped our exhaust tip on the ground. Are you okay, Yoshimi? Holy shit. Let's drag race. Alright. For the 3rd time, but this time it'll run correctly. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Sayonara. This thing is just ripping up these back roads so hard. Oh my god. It does so well. I miss riding this bike a lot. This was my first scooter and I feel like this build has come a super long way because I got it and it was stock, had an exhaust on it, and then I blew it up. And then I threw a big bore on, and then I blew it up again, and now we're here. And it's just like, it's all I want out of a built scooter. It's pretty fast. How we looking? How we looking? We're looking good! Oh yeah. I scraped my exhaust pipe in that corner back there.
Yeah, I heard it.
So much for having a mint bike. Come on, let's get a green light going. I'm trying to rip my Vespa, bro. Whoa! Let's see what speed we can get. We got like 48, that's okay. I wasn't at top speed yet. God, these straight cut gears are so loud. Between the carb, the straight cut gears, and the exhaust, I think this thing is louder than my sport bike. Actually, I know this thing is louder than my sport bike. And it's a tenth of the size. The engine is a tenth of the size. It's so goofy. At least it's quick though. Like, I'm not sitting at 60 something miles an hour, which is just top speed all the time. I'm usually just going around 35, 40, 45, maybe 50 if I need to, just to keep it reliable. I really don't want to beat the piss out of it because I'm so tired of pulling this engine out of this bike. I've had to do it 3 times now. I don't want to do it anymore. That's one thing, when you mod your scooter and you really put a lot of money into it, it gets hella unreliable. I bet he's having fun back there. This is his first time being on a scooter for forever. I don't think he's ever been on a scooter before. Brother. Oh, look at him! Woo! This thing is much faster than the speedometer says it is, by the way, because he's going 42, 43 right now, and I pulled on him like that. I think that's pretty decent. I know that's pretty decent. I got a fast scooter lining up, bro. Get your Lambo out. Yeah, scooter gang. We're about to zoom through this corner. Oh man, this bike absolutely rips. And the kickstand is such a nice quality of life feature. Look at that. That is just such a beautiful vehicle. And the pre-bug right behind it. What do you think?
These things are fun.
Yeah. What do you think of the Bugeye?
That thing's fast, man. Like,
and it's idling now because it's warm. Like, it wasn't idling before because it was so cold. I couldn't figure out why. It was literally just because the bike was cold. It did not get up to temp yet, but here is the final result right now. This sums up my garage in terms of scooters. I now have the reliable daily that can hit the speed limit, and the extremely unreliable race mobile that only wants to go fast. It doesn't want to cruise, it just wants me to open the throttle and move. My 2-month review of this build, it's good, but it's not something I would want to ride every single day. You know, it just like, it's so aggressive, the variator is tuned so aggressive in the clutch, and everything on it rattles loose because I don't know why it's vibrating so much, but it does like to vibrate. The front wheel vibrates a bunch because I think it's out of balance, and my engine is just, it's just like a $3,000 vibrator. I don't know what to do, but it looks good, it sounds good, and it runs good, and that's all I really care about. So, say something.
hello.
I think that's gonna wrap up the video. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.